What's up guys? Today I'm going to teach you how to do a pivot to fakie. This can be a really intimidating trick at first. Going in fakie off the back truck is not easy when you first start doing this because there's a really big chance that you're going to get hung up and fall straight to the flat at least once learning this trick. Before you learn this trick, you need to have rock to fakies down really well and regular backside pivots. In a way, it's a combination of those two tricks, but it is a lot harder than both those tricks. I like to have my front foot over the front bolts and my back foot right in the middle of the tail. So to do this trick, you're going to approach the coping with a little bit of speed, enough to get up onto the coping with your back truck. I like to have my back heel side wheel resting on the coping and just barely be up on the coping, especially when you're first learning this. So before you actually try to commit to going all the way back into the ramp, you need to do a pivot to rock to fakie. So get up there on your back truck and then start to turn back in fakie and just let the board fall into a rock to fakie. This is a lot easier than the regular pivot to fakie because you don't have to really commit to going straight back into the ramp fakie. You don't have to worry about shooting out. You can land and just stop on the coping in the middle of your board. And if you can do a rock to fakie, you can get out of this pretty easy. Learning 50-50s to fakie can really help you learn to pivot to fakie. The 50-50 to fakie, or an axle stall to fakie, is a lot easier because you can just sit up there and stall up there for a while and then just kind of slide in. Also, another reason the 50-50 to fakie is so much easier is because you can cheat and pivot a little bit off the front truck, which is much easier. Another thing with 50-50 to fakie, you got more speed, so that speed can help you kind of slide, power slide back into the ramp. Switch pivot to fakies are a lot easier than regular pivot to fakies. So if you're really comfortable skating switch, you could try to learn switch pivot to fakies first, just to get the motion of how to come in fakie. So I've found the secret to pivot to fakies is to think about putting a lot of pressure on your back foot as you're coming in. So I get up on the coping, turn my shoulders a little bit just to do that pivot, then start to turn them back into the ramp. So when you're on the coping, all your weight is on your heel. That's holding you onto the coping. But as you come in, you're shifting all the weight of your back foot onto your toes and just pushing the back foot into the ramp. So think about leaning all your weight onto your back foot, doing a little fakie manual into the ramp. But more than that, it's about pushing your foot and kind of sliding your foot to the point where it's going back straight fakie into the ramp. So you kind of have to do a little power slide at the top of the ramp. This can be easier with bigger, steeper ramps, but it is also more intimidating. So you might want to start off with a really small, mellow ramp just in case you get hung up a few times. You don't want to fall straight to flat in a bigger ramp. So I lift all my weight off my front foot, shift it all to the back, and just push with my shoulders and my whole body. Just push and slide back into the ramp. Just make sure you keep your front trucks up long enough to clear the coping so you don't get hung up. Once you get into the ramp, you have to make sure your shoulders are right over your bolts. You're not leaning too far forward or too far back, so you don't slide out as soon as you get back into the ramp, because when you're getting back into the transition, there's a bigger chance that you could slide out. Once you get this trick down, it's really going to help with blunt to fakies. Once I got the switch pivot to fakies down, I learned switch blunts immediately after that, and they were really easy because it's basically the same thing. So I do at least one video a week on this channel. I'm going to try to get to blunt to fakies and 5-0 to fakies soon. Those are some of the tricks that are going to come after pivot to fakies. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, reviews, tutorials, and just videos about what I'm learning as I grow as a skateboarder, then hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.
it's nothing.